if you're autistic and you grew up in the 1980s, then this video might relate to you a little bit. There wasn't much awareness back in the 80s about autism, unless you were on the higher end of the spectrum where your support needs were very obvious. Then the schools didn't care. They just punish you. They just put you in detention, or they would constantly berate you for fidgeting or for talking or for moving or for whatever things that was not deemed appropriate. The other kids knew that you were different, but nobody knew why. Nobody had any awareness of why you would not like the other kids. But because you were different, that meant that you were bullied, ridiculed, ostracized, beaten up, and all these other horrific things that they did. Just because you were weird, you didn't look or sound like other people. My voice was different. I walked different. I liked different toys. I liked different games. I was really, 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 really good at science, but I hated sport. It was okay if you were good at football, everyone loved you, you were the superstar of the school. But if you were good at science, everybody hated you. I don't know what it is about science that people hate so much. But I was a scientist from birth. As soon as I could walk, talk, I was into science and technology. I would dismantle all of the toys that I had. I would take apart electronics and things like that to see how they worked, and I would try to put them back together, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. I would stim all the time, but stimming is bad. You can't stim. If you stim, no, you're some kind of freak. What's wrong with stimming? Like if there's a nice texture that I liked, I would play with that texture. I used to carry around a blanket with me that was my comfort blanket. It had a satin edge on it. It was really soft. And I liked the changes in the textures. I would seek out sensory stimulation from my environment, find things that I liked to look at, things that I liked to touch, sounds that I liked. I was always trying to find stimulation, because stimulation feels good to me. I like stimulation. There's two extremes in autism where you are sensory avoidant and sensory seeking. I was more of a sensory seeking type, but in other ways I was sensory avoiding type. It's always one extreme or the other. It's always too much or not enough. There's always some kind of imbalance somewhere in what you experience of the world and what other people expect you to experience. For example, with food, my diet was terrible when I was a kid. I remember being 4 years old, going on holiday to Italy, and the only thing I would eat for the entire 2-week holiday was fish fingers and Frosties. For the whole 2 weeks, that's all I would eat. Fish fingers and Frosties. I've got all this amazing Italian food, and now I'd be eating everything. But back then, I had such a restrictive diet. Everything had to be exactly the right texture, the right taste. Everything had to be the same. I had the same meal every time. I couldn't stand anything that had bits in it, like for example, yogurts. If a yogurt was not perfectly smooth, it had lumps of fruit in it, wouldn't touch it. I was absolutely addicted to sugar. I would eat sugar non-stop, because I don't know if any of you have ADHD, you know how addictive sugar is. Before you get the opportunity to have other kinds of stimulant things, then sugar was the only available drug for treating ADHD. And so I self-medicated with sugar. I used to buy chocolate bars and fizzy drinks and just consume them like crazy, not just for the taste of them, but especially for fizzy drinks, the bubbles, the sensory feeling of the bubbles in my mouth. It was kind of soothing in a way. I didn't know what the reasoning was for why I had these sensory seeking behaviors. I used to absolutely love bubble wrap. I would pop bubble wrap hours and hours and hours and hours. And I used to have those toys that were called executive toys at the time, where you have like swinging pendulum things or little oil lamps, bubbles, and things like that. They were called executive toys because I think a lot of executives also have ADHD. And as a self-employed entrepreneur, I can now see where the name executive toys for these stimming devices came from. Now it's fidget spinners or fidget toys, but back in the 80s it was executive toys. And I had a massive collection of them. Hello, baby. This is my executive toy now. Hello. I say hello to everybody on YouTube. He helps keep me regulated now. Lie down, bro. Lie down. Say, good boy. You want to sit on the lap? Okay, you want to be in the video? Okay, so we've been a little bit interrupted by Mikey bro and my little unicorn bro. People don't like the fact that I'm an adult and I have toys. What's your problem? Who cares? I don't care how old I am, I'm going to have toys. Why can't I have toys as an adult? Who made that rule? I don't understand the society rules. They make no sense to me. Like, I understand like the general laws of society where, you know, don't kill people, like, you know, don't rape people, don't steal stuff. These laws make sense. But laws about, well, not laws, but rules about what I'm allowed to wear, who cares? Why are you telling me what I can wear? It makes no sense to me. School uniforms, if you grew up in England, you have to wear school uniforms. Other countries don't do that. And the school uniforms were so uncomfortable. I don't know how many people have skin sensitivity as an autistic person, but certain textures just cannot wear them. Jeans are horrible. It's like wearing cardboard boxes to me. I couldn't wear them at all. Anything that had wool in it would make my skin itch like crazy. And all the uniforms, they always had wool in them. So I had to go on absolute missions to try and find school uniforms that were made with synthetic fibers so that it wouldn't irritate me all day. And another thing, having to wear shoes all day was absolutely brutal. My feet are completely destroyed now from being forced as a child to wear shoes every single day. None of these things are necessary for humans to live, but they're forced upon you as a child and you have no say in it. And this is ridiculous. Why can't people just be allowed to be themselves? I don't see why you have to fit in this tiny box. Society makes this tiny little box. Oh, you're born in this place, therefore you have to go into this box. You're a boy, you're in this box. You're a girl, you're in this box. And you can't have anything that crosses the boundary. Oh, you're a bit, you look a bit feminine. Or you're too gay. Or your voice is gay. Like, who cares what someone's voice is like? It's none of your fucking business how somebody speaks. And it was just constantly being attacked or made fun of because of some kind of behavior. Oh, you got a limp wrist. Oh, you're a sissy boy. And all this other shit that people would come out with all the time. And if you didn't like the correct, you have to like the correct football team. If you don't like the right football team, then they'd attack you for it. I don't like any football team. That was one of the most weird things about growing up, is like you had to like football. That was it. That was the only thing kids did at school. You go to the playground, lunchtime, play football. That's the only thing people ever did. And it was so boring to me. So I ended up spending most of my days either in the music room, playing on the keyboards or pianos, or I would be in the workshop building some kind of thing in the wood workshop because I like building stuff. And it was actually dangerous to be out in the playground because I was out in the playground for a whole hour. I would just get bullied and beaten up every day. So for my personal safety, I wouldn't go outside. I would just stay either in the music room or the chemistry lab or in the workshop building stuff. I don't understand why kids are so cruel to other kids just because they look different or they sound different or they have different interests. So what? Society needs to get a grip, man. I don't understand why everybody has to do exactly what you want them to do. And if they deviate from that limited point of view that you have, they're somehow bad and need to be punished or don't have a right to exist. What the fuck, man? Get over yourself. Anyone who has that belief needs to fuck off. Leave people alone. If someone's not directly in affecting your life at all, then fucking leave them alone. But people can't mind their own business. I don't know what it's like in other countries. I'm only really referring to what it was like growing up in England. But people don't have any concept of minding their own business. You have perfect strangers just come up to you in the street and attack you because you're doing something they don't approve of. Go away. Who gives you any right to touch me in public and I don't even know you? Go away. What right do you have to say anything to me or to hit me because I'm not your idea of what a human should be? Go away. And I see this all the time on people's profiles that if they mention that they're autistic or ADHD or they're disabled or they're LGBT or they're any other part of the outsiders, they just get relentless abuse. Why? I don't understand why people care so much. Someone is trans, so what? It's got to do with you. If someone's autistic, unless they're attacking you because they don't understand the world and they see you as a threat, then okay, stop them. But if they're minding their own business playing, what right do you have to make any comment about them whatsoever? In the 80s, it was brutal. I mean, I'm lucky, I suppose, that I wasn't born in the 70s or before, where treatment was a spanking really hard if you did anything that your parents disagreed with. I still got some spankings, but it wasn't quite as bad. At least at school, they'd stopped caning kids. I can't imagine how this was the normal thing to do, to just beat the shit out of kids for not doing as they're told. What right do you have to tell anyone what to do in the first place? I don't understand why people are so angry that other people exist that are not them, that they will actually physically assault a child. Oh, you said the wrong word in the wrong tone. I don't like it. I'm gonna hit you now. Really? But this happens all the time. I see other people posting videos of their autistic kids, and you need to smack your child. You need to give them discipline. You need to beat them. You need to beat some discipline into them. What the fuck, man? It's called child abuse. But I guess most people don't care about children. They don't care about animals. They don't care about the planet. They don't care about themselves. They just care about their own opinion and then pushing that opinion onto everybody else without giving any people the freedom to exist in a different way to them. So if you're 40 plus autistic, then you've probably had quite a lot of trauma as a kid growing up, and the trauma continues because most people seem to stay in the same stuck mindset of thinking that they're somehow superior to everybody else, and only their way is the way that everybody else should behave. And if any slight deviation from that fixed opinion means that the other person is somehow a degenerate or whatever words they want to use to describe someone who's different, and make sure that they're ostracized and rejected from society and not able to participate in things because they're weird. So what if someone's weird? Why do you want to be boring and the same? You all talk the same, dress the same, like the same shit. Boring. Why do you want to be normal? Who wants to be normal? That sounds like the most boring life possible. I'm just normal. Just nothing special about you whatsoever. I'm just normal. I want to be normal. I am normal. There's nothing even remotely interesting about me. Okay, great. That's a really fun life you must have. All of the amazing advances in society come from the divergence. The people who think differently, because thinking differently is how we change society. Thinking differently is how we invent new things. Everything that you have in your life was invented by somebody in the past who saw a problem, figured out a way to fix that problem, figured out a way to build something to solve that problem, and then built it. And most of those people are in some way divergent thinkers, because if you're normal, you don't think about inventing new things because you have everything already. It's normal. You've got your normal things in your normal life. You don't want to change. Whereas neurodivergent people see a problem with the normality of everything and think, well, there's a better way to do something. and then they create a new world. And all of the advances throughout all of history come from that state of mind of thinking that there's some way that we can improve something about the world. And that's how I think, how my brain works. It's always pattern matching and problem solving all the time. And that can be really, really annoying, because seeing all the problems and knowing how to fix them and not being able to do that because people won't listen to you and regard you as being of any use to society because you're weird, then nothing changes. If you want to actually make a change in your life, improve your quality of life, and then help others around you also improve the quality of their life, then come join my community, Neurodivergent Lifestyle Community, where I'm going to share everything that I've done over the last 45 years to live with being autistic and ADHD in a world that thinks that we shouldn't exist, and also being gay in a world where people say we literally shouldn't be allowed to exist and try to kill us, and also being an entrepreneur where I've built things that have changed the world. And if you want to learn more about what I've done and the ways that I use to help me live a better quality of life, then come and join my group. The link is down below in the comment in the description. It's the Neurodivergent Lifestyle Community Facebook group. It's completely free. And if you come and join, you can learn about ways that you can improve your life, improve the lives of others, and lift humanity up. If we all help each other instead of compete with each other, we can build a better world. But humanity is in this constant fight. You've got to fight each other because, oh, you're a different shape to me. I've got to fight you now. Oh, you're a different color to me. I'm going to have to fight you now. You're a different religion to me. I'm going to fight you now. Or you're a different sexuality to what I think is the right way of being. So I'm going to try and kill you now. Or you speak in a way that I don't approve of. So I'm going to bully and ridicule you because of the way you speak. Or, oh, you don't walk the way I think you should walk. Or your muscles aren't the way that I think your muscles should be. So I'm going to abuse you now. What the fuck, man? What are we doing? There's 8 billion of us now. We can't just keep being cunts to each other. Why can't people just decide to show love and kindness to others? Why is that such a radical concept? I mean, Jesus, Buddha are always saying this thousands of years ago to be kind to others, treat others the way you want them to treat you. And yet we've got more hate and violence now than we've ever had because there's a lot more people. When I was born, the population of the Earth was less than 4 billion. And in just my lifetime, it's doubled. We can't keep doubling the population without learning to live with each other. Too much hate and violence. I mean, just now, like this weekend, was a homophobic attack on the Berlin Pride event. Someone was killed. Someone drove a fucking truck through a pride parade because of some mental illness. So if you're neurodivergent and you don't feel like you fit in anywhere, come join my group, and at least there's be a place where you can express yourself freely without judgment and ridicule from others. The only rule is that you're kind to other people. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to show kindness and respect to some other, whatever other that is, whether that's another animal, or whether it's another person, or whether it's the planet we live on. We can show kindness to other. So why don't you try and give yourself a little bit more care and attention, look after yourself better. Then when you're feeling better about your own life, you can then help the people around you to lift their lives up a little bit. And then when their lives lift up a little bit, they can lift other people up around them as well. And then we set that ripple effect out into the world where everyone tries to be better and everyone tries to help others. It's just not a radical concept. It doesn't require some crazy cult or religion or whatever. Just be nicer to other people, especially people who are disabled or autistic or just whatever is not you. You can be kind to someone. You don't have to agree with their lifestyle if you don't want to, but you don't have to kill them because of their lifestyle. You don't have to put them in prison for their lifestyle. You don't have to violently assault them because they have a different lifestyle. You can leave them alone. But people just can't manage it. They can't mind their own business. I have to attack everyone. And I've got the next level of abuse now because I'm vegan as well, on top of being autistic and gay. So I'm hated for being autistic, hated for being gay, and now I'm vegan as well for my health so that I don't fucking die. And now I get hated for being vegan. What the hell, man? Why do you care so much about someone being not you? None of this makes any sense. People make no sense. I've been analyzing people. I'm a pattern matching scientific brain. I look at the world, I see how people behave, I see how things work, and I want to understand how the universe works. That's what my brain does. That's why I study science. Because science is about finding the truth of reality. But you can't find the truth of reality in a world where people literally live in a complete mental constructed lie. Everything you've been told your whole life is a lie. And you've been trapped in this matrix, and you're taught to hate everything that's different. It's ridiculous. We have the internet now. We can actually, share truth. But we're now in a world where the internet is so censored. You can say ridiculous bullshit and it's fine. But if you speak the truth, then you get censored and shut down. I've had so many videos censored because I'm not allowed to speak the truth. That's one of the reasons why my course that I built for helping neurodivergent people build a better life is off Facebook. It's off YouTube. It's on a private server. So I can actually teach you the truth about the world. Because unfortunately, we live in a world that's controlled by a very small minority of people that want ultimate power and control over you. And until you realize that and wake up from that, then this world is just going to keep being a complete nightmare full of people hating each other for being not you. And it's just ridiculous. So if you're a late diagnosed autistic person or ADHD and you've had this similar experiences, comment below what your experience growing up being undiagnosed in the 80s and 90s was like. I'd like to see some other people's experiences. Hopefully they were better than mine. Mine was pretty horrific lifestyle, really. But if you've got a cool story, if you've got a supportive, kind, inspiring story, share that. If you've got an absolute hell story, then share that too. It's good to see the contrast of different lives that people live. But we can build a better world. It is possible. It's possible today. We could change the world today if you choose to. We can live in harmony with other people, with animals, with the world. But that requires a choice to do that. And most people aren't willing to make that choice. Are you? If you are, like, subscribe, follow, comment, and join me in the next video where we'll dive deeper into the world of the crazy neurodivergent brain. See you then. Bye.